Everybody say bye, Ridgeline Tower! I struggled trying to climb up there my first playthrough, but now we did it easily, because we are awesome, and we have a mustache. Except Eggnog keeps trying to climb up these hills instead of trying to climb on the regular path. I mean, come on, Eggnog. This is what you're living for. You were born to be my pony. Eggnog disagrees. I just saved you! Well, we saved her twice in the same video. That's gotta be a record. Well, actually, that did happen once before, so... Man, Hadians suck. They can't protect themselves for anything. So let's head over this way now, and there's gonna be a traveling merchant right there, so I'm just curious what they're gonna sell. So let's go here and talk to you. You're not a traveling merchant, you're like a night person or whatever, but you didn't want to talk to me anyway. I see how it is. So we're going over this way now, and eventually we'll be able to get across this place. One thing I will say about this game is that I do love the horseback riding, but I do wish that there was like some kind of recipe that you could feed the horse to make it go faster. Because you do have your stamina potions for yourself, and I kind of wish that there was a way to craft a stamina potion for the pony. And I could have sworn that there was one, but I couldn't find any information about that online, so maybe it is something that is real that I just never found information for, but I don't know. This is something that I kind of personally wish that was a thing in this game. But without that being said, this game definitely does have the best horse exploration in any Zelda game ever. Hey, how you doing? Excuse me, do you know which way I should go if I wanted to get to the Gerudo Desert? I don't know. Oh, really? Well, sir, I'd seen you near the desert before. You aren't Link, are you?
Begone, enemy of my master.
Okay, I was trying to be an unnecessarily epic and do a stabby thingy, but... Hey, we can do unnecessarily epic and do a stabby thingy! Yay, stabby, stabby, stabby! What is up with your... Okay, I'm gonna frame by frame that in editing, because your neck looked weird. Was that supposed to happen? Oh, the thing broke. Beware of bandits! Okay, thank you. Incidents of travelers being attacked in this area are on the rise. Traveling alone at night is dangerous. The Tabantha Bridge, a stable up ahead, can guarantee your safety. Jay, thank you, Sign. That was such great timing on your part. I am ever so appreciative of that. So let's head over this way now, and we're going to continue on over there, and there's another stable nearby, so hopefully we'll be able to get some shiny new thingies, and by shiny new thingies, I mean there's a shrine nearby we can take care of. But I want to get over here first so that I can record footage for a thingy for a future video, because I record these videos out of order sometimes.
Yeah!
Here's everything that Beetle sells at this stable if you need them. Pretty useful. I believe some side quests are going to need these items, so it is going to be pretty useful. But probably the most important part about this is over here, Bagongo's drawing. You see all the ponies right here? Well, take a look at what he's drawing. That is not a pony. That's a giraffe that, like, I don't know. That's a giraffe cosplaying as a pony. That's like the weirdest looking drawing ever. The other ones look really nice, but this one just looks so weird. It's nice to relax and observe the animals every once in a while. Ah, we met again. Are you out traveling as well? I've traveled all over the world, so I'm happy to tell you about new places if you want. If you have a picture to show me, let's see it already. Check out my album. Ah, these are the ancient columns. If you cross the Tabantha Great Bridge over there, there's a large cliff to the south. The ruins are atop that cliff. I recall that shrine you can see on the right there too, so I'm pretty certain that's the place. Alright, so we'll be sure to make a note of that, and we're gonna make a note of that right now because I do believe that's the cliff the guy's talking about. So we'll be sure to check that out in due time. I don't know if we'll do that in this video yet, but we'll probably do at some point. Great Fairy. Oh, pardon me. I was lost in thought. You've heard of the Great Fairy, right? The one from all those old stories? Well, they're not just stories. I believe the Great Fairy is real, and I'm on a journey to find her. There's a tower just beyond the Tabantha Great Bridge. They say that if you go to the top and look at the ground sometime in the afternoon, the tower's shadow will point to the Great Fairy Fountain. After hearing that legend, I decided to find out myself. But now I'm stuck here at the stable because, well, no matter how hard I try, I just know I'll never be able to climb that tower. And to think I even saved up all my rubies as an offering for the Great Fairy. But you look like you could climb that tower without breaking a sweat. Would you be willing to make an offering of rubies to the Great Fairy on my behalf? I'll do it. Oh, thank you. Here, take the 500 rubies I saved up. It's my life savings. So please don't just go running off with it, okay? So I'm going to point out something about this guy that's going to ruin it for everybody. So look carefully at this guy and his mustache. Doesn't he look like that guy in Atlantis Lost Empire that liked explosives? I mean, doesn't he? I mean, he kind of does. He has the mustache and things like that. There's obviously a couple changes here and there, but, like, he looks like that guy with the mustache who liked explosions in Atlantis Lost Empire. That's for the shrine. I am Shayloya, in the name of the goddess Hylia, in the name of the goddess Hylia, I offer this trial. Aim for a moment, Shayloya Shrine. I don't care what anyone says, I cannot hear that shrine name without thinking of, like, Jin from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So what we want to do is, there's going to be a bouncy ball that's going to be bouncing up and down all day, but with the magic of stasis, we can ruin it. Yay! In the words of Plankton, I love messing things up. And that'll cause it to fall all the way down there. Whee! Like I said before, that's like this game's equivalent of the thing in the other 3D Zelda games where you stand where the treasure chest spawns and Link rises up and things like that. It's always fun. And it always bothers me when Zelda games like have some kind of workaround with that doesn't make that happen. It always bums me out because in Link's Awakening on Switch, they have Link automatically walk out of the way when that happens. Whoa! That was fun. They have Link automatically walk away from where the treasure chest would spawn, and in Skyward Sword, Link just like suddenly teleports right next to it instead. It reminds me of that scene in SpongeBob where he's trying to get Gary to take a bath, and he's trying to get to take a bath, and like Gary just like suddenly teleports right next to SpongeBob instead. There are 2 treasure chests in this place. Let's look for the second one. Oh, there it is. Aha. Thankfully, I looked over my Let's Play notes before doing anything. Now, we can use the arrow to get the rope, but we're going to burn the entire platform because we're unnecessary epic and we are pyromaniacs. But that didn't work. Why didn't that work? It's a wooden platform. You'd think that would work, but oh well. Alright, game, I'll do it your way. I hope you're happy. You won't let me be a pyromaniac. You ruined everything. Ooh, it's a metallic treasure chest, so that would have worked too. Falcon bow. What do we not need so I can use that? This one's almost broken anyway. It's not even a question of what we're gonna do. Alright, so let's head over this way now, and... Okay, I need to explain something. So, this is the first recording session that I'm doing after Skyward Sword HD came out. And The thing about that game is that they included the new controls that let you use the sword with the right thumbstick rather than using mouse controls. And I love the mouse controls in Skyward Sword, but I also play the game in handheld mode a lot because it's a lot more convenient for me. So I've been playing a lot with button controls, but the thing is, when you're playing in handheld mode or just with buttons in general, you have to hold down the L button before moving the right thumbstick to move the camera. And this is fine and all, I don't have a problem with this, because I played 2 Year Anniversary on Wii, which had a very similar control system. Because in that game you held down the C button while pointing at the screen with the Wii remote to move the camera, which I really wish more Wii games did, because that was a really cool workaround. So, with that in mind, what was I saying? The trick is to tell stories that don't really go anywhere. Like the time that I went to Shelbyville, I need a new heel for my shoe. So I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they called Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. It cost a nickel to take the ferry, and back then, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 bees for a quarter, they'd say. Now, where was I? Oh, right. The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have the white ones because of the war, so I had to go get the yellow ones.
Yeah.
2 hours later.
Ooh, yeah, I remember what I was talking about a moment ago. So, the reason why I brought that up was because I was trying to press the L button to move the camera around, like you do in Skyward Sword HD, but the L button in this game is how you use stasis runes and things like that, and that's not how you play this game, so that's why the stasis briefly activate and things like that. Like, I don't mind those controls and things like that. I really do appreciate that Skyward Sword finally has, like, a free roaming camera now, because it felt so limiting in the original version. Like, even back then, I always thought it felt a bit limiting with the camera. And that game has some beautiful environments. It was a real shame that they limited the camera for so long. And it's really weird that, like, Tomb Raider Anniversary is, like, really the only Tomb Raider game, really the only Wii game ever that used that system of holding down the C button and moving the Wii remote to, like, move the camera and things like that, because that was such a brilliant workaround for that. I don't know why more video game companies didn't use that, because that was just such a great workaround. That would have been especially great for, like, Motion Plus and things like that. It's kind of amusing thinking about how they handle, like, the camera controls for Wii games. Because the reason why Super Mario Galaxy doesn't have a free roaming camera was because of the Wii Remote, and it took a combination of knocking a second thumbstick. And then after working on that for a while, Nintendo just kind of assumed that little kids wouldn't understand free roaming cameras, so that's why it also wasn't in Mario 3D Land or 3D World. But then they saw kids playing Minecraft just fine, they're like, oh, kids do understand free roaming controls, just like they always did. That is super convenient. But anyway... the next location we'll be going towards is going to be over this way. We're going to go over here and press stop your face, and we're going to run away so we don't get caught. This area right here can be a little bit dangerous because there's going to be a bunch of enemies in the area, so that's not exactly going to be the most pleasant piece of the pie. I like pie. Pie is yummy. I haven't had pie in a long time. I think the last one I had was like that one pie that was like a Burger King or whatever. That's not the point right now. The point right now is that we're going over this way because there's another tower we're going to be activating. And this is about as far as we're going to take the pony right now because it's a little bit dangerous for Agnog to go forward. Because it's not that strong of a horse, so we definitely want to be careful going forward. And we should be able to cross the rest of the area perfectly fine with no rap music or flash dancing. Ignore you, and go this way. We could fight all these enemies if we want to, but I don't personally feel like it because I don't like fighting bad guys. Fighting bad guys is dumb. Except I love the combat in this game, so I don't know what I'm saying. These walls right here always freak out whenever I see them because like I don't ever want to use my bombs on them because I'm always worried there's going to be a Korok behind it, but that's not the case for this one. This is just going to be an ore deposit, so that's going to be pretty useful. And it's a rare ore deposit as well, so that's very nice as well. We got Topaz, Sapphire, Ember. One of those was a Pokemon game. Pokemon Topaz, my favorite game ever. That's just brilliant. I just absolutely love everything about it, and it's a shame that I haven't let's played it yet. It's a shame that nobody has Let's Played it yet. Let's get out of the icky paint-like goop and go here. And this one is always kind of nerve-wracking to go around because you see all these things everywhere and it kind of gives me Epic Mickey flashbacks. So that's always a pretty amusing thing. I love Epic Mickey. And now we've reached the Tabantha Tower. Thank goodness we have the upgrade stamina vessel, because I remember when I was practicing for this, I was struggling trying to do that. Now, this right here, I really want to see if we can pull off something unnecessarily epic. So, let's do that. And come on, 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 come on. Yeah! No, that didn't exactly work the way I was hoping. Okay, so I'm going to flash it on screen right now. How I was able to pull it off on a practice run of this area. Because it was so unnecessarily epic, and I was trying so hard to replicate it here, but it didn't work. Eep! Okay, we did it. Yay, we did the thingy! And it's also going to be cold up here, so that might not be the best thing in the world. So before we look around the environment, I'm going to eat stuff so that we don't freeze to death. I really wish I had a flame blade with us, but all of ours broke during our adventures to the Wasteland Girder areas. So, where were we? Over there is the shrine, over there is the stable that we were at just a moment ago. And over there somewhere was the tower we were at the beginning of the episode as well. Over there is a Saturi mountain, which we'll be exploring in a couple of videos from now. We can see the mountains covering the Wasteland and Girder regions over there. And volcanoes over there, and that's pretty cool. Where is the Great Plateau? It's a little hard to see, but I think it's somewhere around those mountains over there. Dueling Peaks or over there somewhere too. Link is freezing, so let's not spend too much time up here. And the one guy mentioned that during the day, the shadow of the tower would point towards the Great Fairy Fountain, but honestly, it's not really that hard to see. It's literally just down there. So, let's go onwards. Onwards, Captain Toad. Alright, so one thing that does bother me is that those mountains over there really do look like something we could probably explore at some point. But that right there, that is the boundary of the world, so we unfortunately can't go into that area. Now, I do believe that there are some out-of-bounds glitches that you can do that can let you at least see how much is rendered over there, but it's honestly not that much, so it's probably not even worth showing off in this video if I am able to find footage of it. I'm gonna look around this area real quick because I don't remember this passageway being over here, so I'm just gonna take my time to explore, and it just looks like another passage to get up there, so yeah, we can go up here and pretend to be all surprised when, oh my goodness, it's an Endura carrot! No, it's a Great Fairy Fountain thingy. Boy, sweet boy, please listen to my story. I'll pass. That is truly tragic. Alright, fine, I'll talk to you. I am the Great Fairy Kaisa. This place was once a beautiful spring, but as time passed, fewer and fewer travelers arrived to offer me rubies. As a result, my power has abandoned me. I'm nearly powerless now, so I beg your help. I need rubies to become whole again. All I need is 1,000 rubies. Once my power has been restored, I can help you do great things, boy. Now, if you have rubies, hand them over to me quickly. In order for me to regain my power, I need 1,000 rubies. Here you go. Dibs. So you're the one who brought me back from the brink. Oh my, I see now that my first impression of you was correct. You most definitely are pleasant to look at. How would you like to live here with me, I'm kidding, of course. But you certainly are cute when you're blushing. I really can't thank you enough, boy, but that won't stop me from trying. If you have the materials needed to enhance a piece of clothing, I will enhance your clothes. So why don't you let me take a peek in that little pouch of yours? With the power available to me, I can greatly enhance your clothing. Alright, so we're going to... what do I want to do? We can't enhance that. Let's do the alien hood. You telling me to enhance the alien hood, yeah? Yes, please. Well, I like how Link says please. Okay, got it now, then close your eyes. I've never seen that animation before! She poops Link on the nose! That is so cute! Okay. This has always been my favorite, she's always been my favorite Great Fairy in this game, and now I have another reason why. And there we go. You should be able to feel the care I put into that. It radiates off of those clothes. Have you got other clothes you'd like me to work my magic on? Do you always boop Link's nose, or is that only for things like headgear? Because I don't remember upgrading headgear or anything like that. No, it's like a random thing. That's really cool. Climber's Banana. There you go, you should be able to feel the care I put into this. Oh, I just remembered. There are some items in the world that when twice enhanced and worn as a set, can give you a nice set bonus. Only some items though, no promises. And that's pretty much everything that we'll be taking care of with a Kesa. I can feel it, my sister's powers have not yet been restored, young man. If you meet them, would you please help them? Consider it a special request from me. Take care. Hey, it's you. Did you give the Great Fairy an offering? Of course. Alright, thank you. Looks like asking you was a good call after all. Because that means you met the Great Fairy, huh? Man, I'm so jealous. But hey, at least you got to meet her. And that means, technically, I got to make my offering to the Great Fairy. I can't thank you enough. For getting something? No, I don't think so. Wait, what? You aren't trying to tell me you want a reward, are you? You got to see the Great Fairy thanks to my tip, didn't you? And now you're asking for more? Oh, Great Fairy, even if it's just in my dreams, would you appear before me? So, yeah, he doesn't really give you any rewards or anything like that. The most he'll give you is the rubies you get at the very beginning of the quest anyway, which is only like half of how much of the Queso will actually want and things like that. So, you definitely still need to get your own rubies before starting this side quest.